I'm Jeff Allen with Energy Independence Magazine, and we're here in front of the brand new, newly renovated Riverside Convention Center in Riverside, California. And we're going to go inside and discuss some of the changes that they've made to the new energy efficient lighting scheme here at the facility. Let's go on inside and take a look. We're standing in the lower concourse of the brand new Riverside Convention Center in Riverside, California. And with me as my guest, Stan Dryden, project manager with Morrow Meadows Corporation. Stan, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're talking to Stan a little bit about the new energy savings that are being realized right here, the brand new Riverside Convention Center. Let's talk about this. Brand new convention center, just finished, just opened. Some of the work that was here before, the old convention center, what did you have to deal with in terms of the old lighting and the old electrical infrastructure?
Well, the whole building was demoed back to steel. The electrical gear is all brand new throughout the whole building. All the wiring is new. All the light fixtures are LED, cutting edge technology with lighting control, occupancy sensors in all the rooms.
So when you started designing this project and you were principal in that effort, what made this particular project different than some of the other projects that you worked on in the past?
Well, we just had a goal to get the lighting up to the current technology and to save the client money in energy usage.
Stan, let me ask you, I mean, in terms of when you started this project and kind of where you ended up, this is a little bit different from most projects that you've worked on in the past, or different from the typical. In terms of being a design build type of project, talk about what that is.
Well, typically the engineer designs the whole thing, picks the light fixtures out, gives us a set of plans, and we bid. This one here, we went through, met with the client, asked the client's needs. We picked the light fixtures out. We picked out the lighting package. We had an engineer design the circuitry, and then we made the best use of it as we went along. But as the job was progressing, I would walk the job and we'd look out and see where we missed lights occasionally. We'd add lights there. And during the course of the project, the exhibit hall lights, for instance, were supposed to be a T5 fluorescent. But during the course of the job, the LED product came on the market, and we were able to utilize those in the exhibit hall. And the outside lights were all fairly new, too, within 6 months that we started. So we started 2 years into the project, 2 years design build, and then within a year, LED had moved so much, the downlights were on the 3rd generation by the time we picked them out and used them here.
So in terms of the infrastructure, all the wiring and everything that was new that had to be done into this building in order to install these lights, I mean, are we talking about massive changes across the board? Everything was brand new and gutted and pulled out and replaced?
It's all brand new. Nothing stayed. Maybe a few conduit pathways, but everything is brand new here. In fact, the building was extended. The exhibit hall is 10,000 square feet bigger than it was. The steel was supported up for earthquake, for seismic upgrades, but everything's new. With the LED lights, though, we were able to keep the gear size the same amperage as it currently was at 2,000 amp, but they added 30,000 square feet of building. So with the LED, we were able to keep the board the same size and reduce the load at the same time.
So let's talk then about energy savings potentially for something like this. You say LED throughout. It's been our understanding that this is some of the most efficient lighting that there is available on the market. Can you give us any kind of idea in terms of regular use and in terms of service, maintenance, replacement costs that are going to be saved as a result of this new lighting?
Sure. Originally, we had fluorescent lights in here, which have ballast and lamp replacement during the course of the time. The LED lights theoretically will last 20 years, 100,000 hours. That saves you roughly $9,000 a year, we figure, times 20 years is $180,000 in maintenance and lamp replacement costs. That won't happen here. We also made the lights at 85% output. So every 5 years as the LED decreases efficiency, you can bump it up a little bit. So after 20 years, you have the same output as you currently have here. Also, the LED saves them in energy usage. We figured roughly $90,000 a year. The LED light gives us more light output at a less wattage than a fluorescent does. Also, because the energy is the heat output is less, the AC doesn't work as hard here. So the savings would be also in the AC costs. The AC loads are less than they would be in their incandescent or metal halide like they had in the exhibit hall originally.
Let's talk about automated systems. Do you have anything here inside the building that is automated, which has become so popular over the years, in recent years, to further kind of help reduce the electric load and reduce the electric costs?
We do. Every room and every hallway has an occupancy sensor on, so the lights only come on when they're occupied, and all the rooms have dimming controls, so they can dim the lights down for their usage. The hallways, the back of hallways here, all have occupancy sensors, so if nobody's walking through the hallway, all those lights are off.
Now Stan and I are standing in the main exhibit hall, and Stan, tell us what you've had to work with here before, the changes that you made here. And I mean, it's more than just changing for energy efficiency, but let's just talk about how it's different now from the way it used to look.
Okay, before there was a ceiling up here with metal highlight downlights throughout, and they had incandescent chandeliers. We replaced the chandeliers with LED lamp chandeliers, and we put, those are a LED high bay output light that are all dimmable controls. The light can go very dim here, or like it is now, bright. But we can also take all the overhead lights out and just have the sconces and the chandeliers on for a dining atmosphere. The goal here was to give them an exhibit hall level lighting or a banquet level lighting at the same time in the exhibit hall.
And so not only are we saving money with the new LED lights, but also too, we're creating kind of a selection of ambiance types of, or moods, if you will, with the lighting.
That's correct.
Stan and I have ventured out to the upper concourse. And Stan, tell me a little bit about the chandeliers that we have behind us here. This kind of took some testing out as far as putting kind of some mock-ups together, but talk to us a little bit about the lighting here and kind of the design effort that went into putting these in.
Well, we have the downlights for general lighting here. The first two rows are on a photocell, so they only come on when at night, basically, but they're on right now because it's dark outside, and they would dim down accordingly for how much light's coming in. The rest of it's general lighting going down. And the chandeliers on sconces here are for the effect. So when you look down here, you can see the dramatic effect of the 7 or 10 chandeliers going down the hallway, along with the Riverside symbol on the sconces. When you walk down, you get a real nice, warm feeling walking into the exhibit center.
So when you were first designing these, you had to actually kind of put a mock-up up to kind of test it out and see how it looked and to kind of judge for size and whether it was right. Just tell us give us kind of a brief step-by-step on how that worked.
Well, originally these were a 4-foot diameter. They're an 8-foot diameter now, so we put a 4-foot up for the city to come out and review it, and they could tell that they weren't big enough for the area. So then we put an 8-foot circle up and put a bowl up so they get an idea what it would look like fully lit up.
Stan, tell us now about this very striking, very interesting chandelier here in the main entry point.
Well, it started out with the architect drew something up on an onion skin, and he kind of sketched it up. Then we had meetings with our architectural our custom light manufacturer. We mocked it up. Originally, there was only 12 lights coming down. Now there's 24, and it was only a 4-foot wide base. Now it's 8-foot wide coming down. And then we added the center cores that are lit around acrylic ribbons. There's also 4 uplights that hit the tower ceiling to illuminate the windows coming up, so you can see a glow of the tower. And then we put downlights, high output downlights around the windows coming down to light the glass of the tower. So at night, the tower has a nice soft glow to it, kind of like looking through a living room and seeing a light on.
Stan, any other lighting features here at the news center that you can tell us about that you had took part in as far as the design and installation on?
Yeah, it would be the outside lighting. We have an LED handrail coming down. The bollards outside are 25% on until you walk close to them, 20 feet, and they go to full bright. We have LED step lights, and the outside is a soft glow, and the light from the building penetrates the glass, so you can see the whole building coming through. So we intentionally kept the outside lights subtle, so you can see how striking the building is at night.
Stan Dryden, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once again, the city of Riverside, along with the help of Morrow Meadows, continues to lead the way in terms of improving its energy efficiency. For Energy Independence Magazine, I'm Jeff Allen.